Hi, my friends, family, saints, and ain'ts. Happy Thursday, February 20th. We're still in the new year. What just happened? Lord, I'm still getting used to going directly onto Facebook Live. So, hopefully, I am recording and you can hear me. I really hope you can hear me. Um, yeah, because that would be just pretty sad. The power of rest and reflection. Radiant Wrap, this is where we talk about things that I believe we need to do to be healthy. I want to focus on rest. The R in Radiant is rest. This month is American Heart Month. Now, the lack of sleep raises blood pressure. You know that? And it increases the risk of heart disease. So, prioritizing rest is one of the best things that you can do for your heart. It's also National Cancer Prevention Month. Well, did you know that poor sleep weakens your immune system? And rest is part of that prevention. Your body heals when you sleep. Of course, February is also Black History Month. And as we celebrate Black excellence, let's reflect on those who paved the way in health, arts, and activism. So, a couple of events and inspirational figures. Let me first mention Frederick Douglass, because on this day in 1895, we lost one of the greatest voices for freedom. That was Frederick Douglass. He was a former slave and he became a leading abolitionist, writer, and speaker. Douglass tirelessly advocated for justice and equality, reminding us that true progress comes from standing firm in what you believe. And another African American of significance on this day, I'm sure there are so many, but one prominent one. In 1927, the legendary Sidney Poitier was born. He lived he just passed away a few years ago in 2022. Now, Sidney Poitier became the first Black actor to win an Academy Award for Best Actor, breaking racial barriers in Hollywood. And his success paved the way for generations of Black actors to follow. There's some other notable figures that I want to remember for today. Angelina Grimke is one. She was born in 1805 on this date. She died in 1879. She was a fierce women's rights and abolition advocate who believed that standing up for justice required strength and courage. Another woman, Elizabeth Holloway Marston, was born in 1895. She passed away in 1993. She was a brilliant mind who co-developed the systolic blood pressure test. That's that top number of the two numbers for your blood pressure, an important part of modern medical diagnosis. And then my girl, Gloria Vanderbilt, she was born in 1924. She died in 2019. And people in my generation, I think maybe my first designer pair of jeans, I'm pretty sure were Gloria Vanderbilt. She was a fashion icon and entrepreneur who built an empire, proving that creativity and resilience go hand in hand. Now let me talk about some current icons, at least in my mind. Josh Johnson is one of my favorite comedians now. Well, let me talk about his take on the Kendrick Lamar halftime performance. Okay, if you don't know who Josh Johnson is, he's a comedian and writer. He worked on The Daily Show and Late Night with Jimmy Fallon. He's known for his thoughtful and often hilarious takes on social issues. I always find that Josh Johnson's perspectives are interesting. When he came to Tampa, I didn't get to see him, and I was so mad my son and his wife got to go. I hope he comes back to Tampa soon. If you just so happen to be listening, Josh. But this was, I believe, the Kendrick Lamar set he just did in South Carolina was his best set ever. And I highly recommend that you listen to it. Out of all the commentary on Kendrick Lamar, because everybody has something to say, or everybody's doing the Kendrick Lamar, a part of his dance, and it's so much over the internet, that halftime performance. And I loved Josh Johnson's take on it. Now, of course, he's not a spokesperson for all Black America, but I think his perspective will be enlightening to a lot of people. I know I loved it. Lamar's performance sparked a lot of conversation. Some people loved it, others not so much, but either way, it made most people with a pulse feel something. Josh, why can't I say his name tonight? Josh Johnson, in his recent set, used comedy to reflect on the performance and challenge perspectives. That's what I love about comedians like him and Trevor Noah. They're really good friends, by the way. And that's a lot of how I'm listening to news, because it's so stressful at times, and the country is in a weird place, and I like hearing perspectives from people like them. And they help us to see heavy topics in a way that makes us think, and we still can laugh and find ways to still be united. It's not all about not getting along. And that ties into rest, not just physical rest, but peace of mind. When we hold on to divisions, stress, and tension, it wears us down. So true rest comes when we step back, extend grace, and choose love over conflict. Okay, in the Bible, I know everyone isn't reading the Bible or doesn't believe in the Bible, but it's where my foundation is. And in John 14:27, it says, "Peace I leave you, my peace I give you." This is Jesus talking. "I do not give to you as the world gives. Do not let your hearts be troubled, and do not be afraid." Rest isn't just about sleep. You hear me? It's about finding that peace that lets us breathe again. Okay? So speaking of rest, why does it matter? Well, it's not just a luxury, although we treat it as such. It's necessary. When we don't give our bodies a break, they eventually break down. Studies show that sleep deprivation affects brain function the same way alcohol does. So if you're running on empty, you're not operating at your best. And when we take time to rest, we reduce stress, improve focus, and strengthen our immune system. So let me give you some ways to get better rest. Okay? The 3-2-1 sleep method is a good one. 3 hours before bed, avoid large meals to give your body time to digest. Then 2 hours before bed, avoid making big decisions. Okay, you shouldn't be working like 12 hours a day. So avoid making big decisions and engaging in stressful conversations 2 hours before bed. And then 1 hour before bed, turn the screens off to allow the melatonin production and prepare for deep sleep. Okay, so the other things that you can do incorporating that is to unplug and wind down. Use this time for prayer, journaling, and or reading and relaxing, and make sure you have a bedtime routine. Create a restful environment, like keep your bedroom cool and dark and quiet for optimal sleep. And make sure you're doing most of your hydration earlier in the day. So you drink early in the day, but then you start to cut back close to bedtime to avoid disruptions in the night. Okay? Just a plug. I know so many of us struggle with stress, anxiety, and racing thoughts that keep us from truly resting. Because did you know that 49% of adults report racing thoughts that prevent restful sleep, and 42% say their sleep quality is poor? Well, one of my favorite natural ways to support better sleep and focus is called Calm. It's a product that I have that has a blend of ashwagandha, lemon balm extract, GABA, and theanine to help lower cholesterol, ease stress, and improve sleep without sedation. So unlike a lot of the Ambien and other like melatonin products, you don't wake up feeling like groggy and that medicine-y head. You don't have that. So if you want to learn more about it, DM me. I'd love to share how it's helped me and it's helping others get deeper, more restful sleep. Okay, so this is what I'd like you to do. Drop me a ZZZ, like that sleep emoji in the comments if you're ready to prioritize sleep. Okay, or tell me one thing that you can do tonight to improve your sleep. And then join me next Thursday at 5 p.m. We're going to go right to activity awareness next week. So let's get moving in a way that feels good. I love you, and there's nothing that you can do about it. You, my friend, have greatness inside of you. Peace, love, and soul.